Hello there, this is Trish from Pinky's World, and today I'm doing something completely different from what I normally do. I recently bought this Lisa Horton Crafts, what does she call it? I can't even remember the name of it, but it is the board for doing your embossing, your stenciling, all those lovely things you can do with this board, just like a stamp platform. Only the difference is it has these wee pins at the top that hold your stencils in place. And stencils I'm talking about is like the likes of this set here. This is one of 4 sets that I bought. This one's called the multi-layer rose. I was just going to give you a quick wee go as to how I go about doing it. So inside this pack you get your stencils, you get your stamps, and you also get your dies. So it's a great set. This is bought separate, and it's just a brilliant tool. You can use these stencils without it, of course. You just put them up to your own whatever, or tape it down with tape, whatever you normally do for your stencils. But this is genius. I'm just going to show you now. I'm going to make up a wee card, for a quick card for a friend here, and show you how I do it. The inks that I'm going to use, believe it or not, Poppy Red. It'll come out nice. You'll see it. I've made one before, Poppy Red, and I really liked it. I'm using 2 shades of green. You're going to need your brushes, whatever brushes you use. These ones I got on Amazon really cheap. When you buy this board, you get a lovely wee brush with it, and you can buy more of these. These are Lisa's own brushes. Now, I'm not advertising Lisa or anything. This is just something that I like to do myself, and I just thought I'd share it with you because I share other stuff. So anyway, I keep this one from the greens. I will invest in more, but I do like to have a separate brush for the green, and a small one to get into like the wee small areas of your stencil, you know. And first we're going to start off doing our stencils. So I'm going to get myself a piece of card. So I've cut myself a piece of card that measures roughly just over 6 by 6, so that it covers the base of your stencil so that you can see what you're working with. So we're going to stick it in place. This mat is a clingy mat, so whatever you put down to it is going to stay there, which is another genius thing that Lisa has come up with. You start off, you get all your stencils, and you can see a light number. I've went over it in a marker to make it better for my old days. So start off with number 1 stencil, have your paper in place, line your stencil onto the wee pegs. Let's see, I'm going to pull this curtain a bit because it's flashing light at you, isn't it? Hopefully that'll help. So that holds that in place. Your paper isn't going to go anywhere because your board is clingy. So all you have to do is go in with your stencils, and on the piece of paper that comes, it shows you each of the stencils as you go along. So you know, layer 1, you do all this, so you know this part's the green, this part's the red or pink or whatever you're using, and you follow each stencil, and the colour gets lighter, and it's really easy. It's really easy, and it's really, really enjoyable. I want to shift that over a wee bit, and then just make sure everything stays. If you're worried at all, plop one of your wee magnets on, but otherwise you're good to go. Get myself a flat working place. So I'm going to start with the Poppy Parade from Stampin' Up. If you keep yourself a wee piece of scrap paper, I know I have a sheet somewhere. Use that just for taking off any excess that you might have that you're a bit worried about. So let's do it. So I'm picking up lots of ink. The first colour is heavy enough but not real heavy, so I'm just wiping off the excess, and I'm just starting around the edge as you normally would for your stencils. And you're just filling in the colour. It's at this stage you can build it up as much or as little as you want. I mean, there's no right and no wrong way for this, honestly. And it is really nice to do. Trying to stay out of the wee leafy parts. This boy needs, I think I need my brush cleaned. So he needs lots and lots of ink to build him up. The inks that most people would use for this would be the oxides, so I'm just doing the Stampin' Up! It's stuff that I have anyway, so I'm giving it a go. So I'm happy enough with that. I'm going to go in with some green, and I'm just going to go with the light green. And then I'm using this wee small brush that you get it when you buy this kit here. So just go in and fill in your leaves. You can actually dab onto the side of that and then pull that as you need it. If you don't want to use your paper. And these stencils, you just run them under a water tap and the ink just, well, depending on the ink you use. Stampin' Up! Ink, I know, comes away very easily, so it's great. Smaller brush, just you need to add more regular ink. And I've kind of blobbed myself there, but it'll all blend in eventually. Because you're doing lots of layers over the top of that. But you can see the wee brush is great, and the shape of it too is great for getting into tight areas, as you'll see in the next wee stem. One more over here. I think these wee bits are green as well, aren't they? Anytime you get stuck, just look into the instructions that come with it. They'll keep you right. So that is the first thing. Let us lift it off and show you what it's like. Cool, isn't it? And it looks like what's happening here, but honestly, go in with your next one. Your sheet isn't going to move underneath, so don't worry about it. And now you know you're ready for this. And I'm going to go in with a darker green this time, just when I have my green in my hand. And I've chosen Old Olive. That was Granny Apple Green. This one's Old Olive. And you can see that the leaves have lessened in size, you know, the area that you're going to be. So this dark will really, it'll look cool when you lift it off. They're just genius. I think Lisa is just so clever. This system that she has come up with. This is the most enjoyable thing to sit and do. Like, I've never been big into stenciling. Never was great at it. Never really seen the point of it. It's just rush crafting, but this is so relaxing. Just working our way around, filling that all in. I think these are all red, so go back. Now you could at this stage go in with a deeper red. I'm actually going to see if in fact I'm not. I'm going to stick to the one colour because I think I prefer it. But it just means you're going to have to go in really heavy. So I'm going to make sure and ink up this part of my brush and make sure it really adds, you can see, a good bit of colour onto those bits so that it stands out that wee bit more. And just keep dabbing your brush in. And you'll see the difference it makes. That's that. I'm holding this, but I don't really have to. You can actually have a free hand. It doesn't go anywhere, honestly. It's just force of habit, isn't it? As you get more experience, you'll be able to vary the stenciling that you do if you're cleverer than me. Like, you can see that really taking shape. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It gets me every single time. So stencil number 3. And number 3 is really dark again, but you can see it's only in small places. So really either go for a deeper colour, go in with grey even maybe to give it shading instead of your colour. Entirely up to you. I'm just going to stick to the same colour again and see what happens. And hope it gives it enough depth to do the job. And just go back in again if you do your first round and you really want to go back in more, just do it. And if you take it off and decide, oh, stencil number 3 didn't get enough, you can put that one back on and do it again. You can put them all back on because you know they're going to go into the exact same place. And that's the genius part of this board here. It definitely is worth the money. I'm really trying to put a lot in here to get a good depth. And you can see where these small brushes would come in handy for these wee parts. And any colour works. I've done them in pinks and blues, yellows, and there's not one that I don't like yet. So that's that one done. We're going to go back to our green now. And again, I'm going to do the dark green to make it hit these wee dark spots. That a wee bit darker. This is so handy, this wee brush. I think Lisa sells these in a pack of 3. 3 different sizes. You just get the one free with the bag. Right, just double check everything that you're happy, and then off it comes. Oops. Now it's not looking good. I really like it. Maybe it's just me, but I really, really like this. So we're on our last colour now, and we're actually going in lighter this time. So I'll get my light green. I'm going to clean off a bit of the dark just and go in with our light. Now, any other green? No, I think that's it. Just clean it off and we'll go in now with the red again. Alright, we're going in nice and light, so I mightn't actually need any ink. I might just use what I have. Make sure it's shifting about. There's probably enough on this brush to add what I need to it. I think that's all. Right, let's do this. Oops. There you have it, your lovely finished rose. And now you need to cut it out. Well, actually you can stamp it and then cut it, whatever. You work out whatever way works best for you. I think I have cut mine and then stamped it. So I'm going to do that this time. So you're just laying, whoops, laying your cutter on where you think it fits best. It gives it a nice wee outline which leaves room for your stamping. And then just use some low-tack tape or washi tape, whatever you use yourself, to hold it in place. And then there's two wee separate rows, which would be lovely if you're not using them for this. They'd be lovely to do a wee tag, a wee matching tag or something. Some more washi tape. So it's as simple as that. Keep covering it up until you're happy with the layout. Last wee rows on. I will come back another day and show you the embossing ones that I have, which are really pretty too. Same thing, only no stamping in this, and those ones that you emboss it, stencil it and emboss it and cut it out, and it's beautiful. I can't get over how smart or clever she is coming up with these. I am totally besotted with it. So that's me all stuck down. I'm going to bring them over to the cutter and then I'll come back to you. So I'm back with all the cutting done, and you can see all the wee individual pieces there, the two roses, the leaf and the big rose. So I'm going to do them one at a time and stamp them out. So this board is clingy, as I said, so I'm hoping, you know, it just holds on to my flower nicely. This is the way I did it the last time, and I was much happier with the result. So we want to set this over the top of your rose and using the white edge as your guide, and hopefully we shall get a good, I am no expert at this, remember, I just wanted to show you what I'm into at the minute. Just further about. Now other people do it the opposite way, they stamp it and then they cut it, but I found that I was cutting bits of my line off, my stamped line off, so I didn't like it, you know. I can leave that there. Actually, I'm taking these way down now to the road, and we'll just close our board up and hopefully pick up our stamp okay. Not leaning too heavy, don't want it to move on me. No, it moved. So we're going to try again. I don't want it to be shifting and all out of line. So this is really, give this a good press down so it really grips. So we'll just stamp the one and do the rest off line. It really is shifting about on me, isn't it? Fingers crossed. That's it. So then you can press it down at the other side so that you know it has a firm grip, and then ink it up. Now you can go Memento or whatever ink you want. You actually could go the same colour if you wanted, but I like a nice black outline. So I'll probably need to go in a couple of times with this Memento because it needs a refill for sure. So just press it around where you want the ink to pink up. And you can see it is well stamped. A wee bit spotty. I'm going to go back in just for one more. You could actually do this in like a nice grey maybe, so it wouldn't be so in your face. And that's it. That's me happy enough. So I think that has come out really lovely. It just takes a wee bit of patience to do that. So I'm going to continue on do these and come straight back to you. So that's them all stamped up. 2 wee roses, the separate leaf and the big flower. And now we're ready to make our card. Now, what card are we going to make? I have a wee square card. On this stage you could emboss it or, you know, decide on what you want to do yourself. Keep it to one side. Use the wee flowers coming out of it to go like so. Add an extra leaf wherever you feel fit. Raise this one up. You have so many choices, and this leaves you a whole big space for your sentiment, and you can either raise it up or just keep it down there. I'm going to actually leave the whole lot blank. I'm going to curl the wee leaves up around the edges. Curl that one up as well. And then we're just going to plonk some 3D foam pads and raise it up. You could use your brush to add some sort of colour to the background. We'll just do that and see what happens. So just so there's a wee slight tinge of the same colour, like a shadow nearly in the back. Just using your leftover, don't go in with any new stuff. You probably won't even see this as much as I can, but when you go to lay this down, you'll see there's a nice wee rosy hue to it. I'm bringing that right into that corner if I can. Up, up, up. But I don't want it hanging below my card. And for this, I'm just going to use a bit of glue. Just putting the tip there where it's curled. So that's the only bit that's going to hold, and pop it in there. Give it a wee press. This one can go up here, and if your stem is too long, just give it a chop. Don't actually curl that. Give it a wee bit of shape, and then like so. I'm just putting it on the stem. there. I actually could add a wee bit of a raise to that, I think. Whoops, we'll just cut a wee bit off and set it. And that'll keep that one nicely raised up. And we're going to do the same down here. So maybe about there. So we'll shape it. Give it a wee bend. Some glue along the stem. And that wee bit of 3D. Just pop it where you feel it belongs, and there you have a lovely flower. And we just need now a nice wee sentiment here, and there's so many sentiments in this one. Just for you. I actually am going to get well soon because I'm giving this to a person who is not very well at the minute. So I should have stamped this. I did this before, but I think it'll work. Twit me. I was going to raise it up, but if it doesn't work, you can go back in and raise it up. It's as simple as that. So we'll hold that. We'll hold that. And we'll pop the Getwell there. Stand up so I'm getting this straight. This is when you test your crooked eyes, isn't it? Pick that up. And then we're going to go in with the matching poppy. Poppy red or poppy parade, what do you call that? Just to make sure you can see I've got a bit of it on the thing. You don't want to do that because you've got the rest of your card there, so clean up around your board before you set that down, but preferably do your stamping before sticking your flower on. Twit that I am. So I'm just going to press hard on this piece and then go back in again. It's coming out alright. A wee bit dotty, but we'll fix that. Right, I'm just double checking the board again. I don't want any mess getting stuck on the card after all that hard work. Back in, press it down, and that should be the job. Yep, Getwell soon. So I'm pretty happy with that. You could add stitching or whatever you want around the edges, or just leave it like I'm going to do. So let me know what you think. I actually might add a few wee gems here and there, whatever, but other than that I'm really happy with it, and I love just using the one colour of red and 2 greens. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I'll just give you a wee inset into the cards I've been making recently, which I have really been enjoying and found them very relaxing. So I'll give you actually a link down below to Lisa Horton's YouTube channel, and you'll see the design team over there just are amazing. They're so inspirational. So be sure and check them out. I'll catch you all again later. Bye.